Again, attempts were made to bring in governmental control after 1863, after the Act of, after 1858 Proclamation and 1863 Act. Our own people, at least 9 bills were proposed in various, whether in Bengal or in Madras, from 1872 onwards. And it was in 1920 that the Charitable and Religious Act, Trust Act, came in 1920 by the imperial legislation. This was mainly to ensure accountability. There was no direct control even at that time. Therefore, accountability in regard to funds and some kind of transparency. But strangely, the Madras legislature did not feel that was good enough, and therefore, for the first time enacted in 1925, followed in 1926, Act of 1927, the Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Act, which was applicable to the Madras Presidency, which included not merely Madras, but the then Madras Presidency included parts of Karnataka, parts of Andhra Pradesh, even up to Orissa, some parts which are in Hyderabad, then Hyderabad area, and also parts of Kerala today. This thereafter came to be replaced by the 1951 Act and then the present Act, which is 1959, and patterned after that you have the acts in several other states. I am not going into the details for paucity of time, but suffice it to state that what was intended as a kind of a superintendence to ensure that funds were used in a transparent manner, in a proper manner, and were accounted, gave rise to a total bureaucratic setup which even went to the extent of directing how much money can be spent for Nivedanam, for Abhishekam, so therefore even the religious parts have today virtually come under the control of the departments. That's a sorry state which is today, and they were intended to protect the lands, huge, running into several lakhs of acres, and they are being leased out for nothing, and the temples don't get the income. That's the sad state. That is what exactly it was intended to prevent, but that is what the government officials are doing today. 3 aspects. One is the religious part, which should be completely kept away. The lands, there should be proper accounting and ensured that either it is leased out and accounts received. That is the second part. Third, whatever are the collections in the temples or mutts, they should be properly accounted and should be utilized for the benefit. Therefore, these are the 3 aspects which need to be taken care of. But we have reached a stage where I think under our constitution, a democratic, secular constitution, we do not have today the Raja or the colony, but a democracy, and all religions have to be treated equal. And therefore, as was mentioned earlier, ultimately, if you can have schools, colleges, hospitals, companies, all of them being run by those who promote themselves, I don't see the logic of the stakeholders in respect of temples, namely the devotees and the religious heads and the priests not having total control, subject only to proper accountability and transparency.